So he was in Syria when that happened?
Yeah, that sounded crazy, what he was talking about.
He went there to volunteer with a Kurdish group, a militia.
I wonder if he killed any terrorists himself.
I don't know. Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Come on in.
So, it's like you don't believe it all, you know?
Well, think of something you believe is true. Anything. Why do you believe it?
Are you awake or dreaming right now?
That's a good one. Wait. Okay. The Earth goes around the sun.
Okay, good. Why do you believe that?
Because my teacher told me.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why you believe something like that to begin with, because someone in authority just tells you.
Someone you had a reason to believe would know.
Right.
And it may be true, but the teacher is still just telling a story, right?
But one they know is true. About the Earth and the sun, anyway.
But how do people actually know?
Well, people can observe. You know, they can reason.
Yeah. So tell me about this article.
Oh, yeah. Tell about those trolls from last week.
Okay, so this series is about nonviolence. And I've got like all these revolutionaries and reactionaries trolling in the comments, criticizing me for either not wanting enough change or wanting too much change. Somebody said, people like me have blood on their hands. Somebody sent me an email saying I should be shot.
God.
Yeah. And this demonstration being planned, I guess, is a threat.
So you two were there at Occupy back then, right?
Yeah.
I was there some.
And we met you at one of the marches across the bridge?
And I met you at the courthouse.
Yeah.
This is from something else that people, hated. Can identity politics derail a class-based movement? Corporate America's public relations paint a picture of their progressive environmentalism and support for women, Black people, and the LGBT community. But why? Do they perhaps see creating this imagery around identity as purchasing an insurance policy against the larger threat to them, the threat of working class solidarity?
Yeah, that happened at Occupy some too. All these big donations started coming in along with all these statements of solidarity.
Right?
Yeah, they tried to buy the movement. BLM too, really. And what happened over money. And
so yeah, like violent messages from people. And anyway.
Insane.
So you were talking before about being in Syria, right?
Yeah. Yeah, years ago.
So what happened?
Well, basically, I started seeing things online about people going over there to volunteer. And ISIS had just started rampaging all through Iraq and into Syria.
Volunteer?
Yeah. It was 2015, and these Kurdish militia groups were fighting ISIS and accepting foreign volunteers. So I figured I wanted to go do something. And I don't know, I just felt like we had a shared responsibility for what was happening over there.
Because of the war in Iraq, you mean?
Well, yeah. The invasion had opened up this Pandora's box. And years later, there had been an uprising in Syria, and the terrorists took advantage of the civil war that came next. So anyway, I contacted someone by encrypted email who said they represented this Kurdish militia called the YPG. They told me where to go in Iraq. They sent me out, and we went through the mountains. We had crossed the Tigris River, We went into Syria and Rojava.
So,
Wow.
Yeah.
is it like legal? I mean, like legal for an American to do.
It's frowned upon. But ISIS had thousands of volunteers coming to fight around the world. So at night, you could be on the radio and you might hear people speaking Russian instead of Arabic. They were typically fighters from Chechnya.
Is it scary?
I mean, honestly, that was the most alive I'd ever felt. And it changed my mind about a lot of things.
Like how?
You know, like comparing it to life here. Their revolution, their larger conflicts, what they're dedicated to, comparing it to our lives, you know?
But we have better opportunities here. I mean, we have opportunities that they don't.
Let me ask you this, though. Do you believe we live in a free society?
You don't think we do?
I just don't think we're ready to have one.
Maybe you're right.
I mean, is it a society where people actually use their intellectual freedoms?
Yeah, that's true.
But I think when we do use our freedoms peacefully, it contributes to us being liberated, to us having actual freedom.
Sometime you should see an airstrike at close range, though.